I did not.
You're not? Okay, I'll just turn it on. Excuse me. So, here's my thought. Okay, so I'm really good at like building things, and then we put the Joey's good at ideas. We put it together, we build it, and it needs to launch. And so we've done like some really light launching stuff, but nothing heavy pushed on one thing, like go, go, go really, really
Get it out
hard.
there.
And that's hard for me to admit, but it's true. And so I have to be honest. And the truth is, okay, you got to launch. Your thing is launch right
You mean
now.
nobody just came around and took our ideas and paid us for them without?
Let me help you make
Yeah.
money. No.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing right now. And so I have an idea of like, okay, this is what you have left to do. And okay, let me back up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I built a whole bunch of stuff. It's good enough. It's a 7 out of 10 right now. And so it's time to launch it. Now I'm missing one component on my funnel, and actually two components. I need to put the products into my Stripe, and I need to film and edit a video for that. Well, those are things that I used to hate doing. Not really the product part, but the video part. So I've been doing these things that I call minute masterminds, and they're not that great. And the only well, actually, I'm going to take that back. They are what they are. The
They're pretty
point
good.
of them was to get myself practicing being in front of a camera, getting more consistent, filming a video, and editing the video. Now it's great when I have Hudson here and he helps me with it because he makes them look all cool and fun and entertaining. But it really needs to come down to me because if I'm somewhere by myself, I need to be able to do that stuff. So I've been practicing on that, and so far I'm like, okay, it's working, it's working. Okay, now shift that to your funnels. Now make those videos for your funnels. Now put that in there. Take it to the next step and go and launch it. Push it out
Can
there.
I say something real quick?
Yes.
This is a key point, and I don't know if you guys saw. I did a video yesterday just because I was excited. I had to put something out there, and I haven't done one in a long time. I think it's really important that if you're going to be in business, especially a business that's involved in AI, that you put yourself out there
Oh yeah, good point.
and let people see the
The
human
human.
part of you.
Yeah.
So, regardless of what it's for,
Right.
just talk to people. Like, put a video out talking to people about whatever it is, whether it's the fog or how weird shit is or how excited you are about one thing or something that's going on. Just start doing videos of yourself and putting them out there so that there's a connection. Because everybody this year is going to be looking for connection. I promise you, everybody's going to be starving for connection this year because everything that they're seeing outside of you is trying to separate them from everybody else and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So start connecting with people.
Mm-hmm.
Start talking to people. Start talking about your kids or your grandkids or what's going on or your decision to go from an expensive luxury car to an economy car and the reasons you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Just give people some communication because people are craving that right now. They're going to crave it throughout this year. And as people that are working in AI, a lot of people are fearful of AI. Mm-hmm. And the more they can see of your actual face and the authentic you, not some AI bot version of you, mm-hmm. The more comfortable they're going to be listening to what it is you're doing or launching or moving or into. Right. So as we progress through 2025, guys, this is the year. This is the $1 million year for everybody in this room.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Everybody in this room is going to make $1 million by the end of the year.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Because that's my goal. It's my fucking room, and that's what we're going to do. Okay? Plain as that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get everybody to a point by the end of this year. We're going to drag you along kicking and screaming if you don't go on your own.
Or you may drag us when
or vice versa.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. We're here to depend on each other for that. There's some things that we have to do to make that happen.
Yeah.
Do meaning, like Suzanne was saying, these little actions, these little daily things to do. Talk to people. People want to know who you are, not what you're selling. Okay? Mm-hmm. They want to know what makes you tick, not what you're trying to get them to buy from you. Now, you may be talking about the things that they're eventually going to buy, but talk about it in the context of what it's doing for you, not what it can do for them.
Mhm.
Let them see who you are through this process. And I know it's not comfortable for a lot of people. A lot of people hate being on camera.
Mhm.
I fucking love being on camera. I wanted to be in Hollywood for a long time.
I
was going to be that was my job. I had a job in Hollywood and I skipped it and joined the Navy like an idiot. Actually, I'm probably good. My butthole's probably smaller because of it, because I didn't go to Hollywood. Oh, we're recording.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that everybody gets raped in Hollywood, so it's no big deal. It's a fact. Am I wrong? Right?
Yeah.
So
I guess I didn't know that, Joey.
Have you ever seen the Diddy party?
This is an educational mastermind.
Yeah, this
Jim
is
Diddy's
not
camp.
PG.
For little Justin Bieber.
Well,
yeah.
So
there's reasons things did or did not happen in your life. There's a reason you're here right now. There's a reason I'm feeling this urge to just push forward, and not just me, but all of us together as a group, cohesively push us forward into our future, into the reward that you guys have all freaking earned. Okay? Your life to this point was for this year. This has been the year you've been waiting for. 20, whether you knew it or not, 2025 is the year you've been waiting for your whole life. This is where all the shit that you imagine could, would, or should happen is going to happen. Okay? So get ready, buckle up, put your strap in if you need to, because we're going to take off and we're going to go. And
you have an amazing tool to do that. You have a permissionless tool that you can that people can use, and they can use it over and over again, and they don't need you to be there every single time they use it. You have a software. A software is an amazing thing to sell. You build it one time and it sells over, and it does the same thing over and over and over again. You don't have to be there. You don't have to ask permission every single time you're selling someone something. It's permissionless. It's something they can use over and over. So you already have that tool. That's also the exact same tool that is going to be the digital form of you out there in the world. What do you want to put into this new AI world? Yeah. What sort of thumbprint signature do you want to put out there? And it can be anything, as we talked about yesterday. It doesn't even have to be the thing you start with.
Who wasn't on yesterday?
Let's see.
Paul, Brett, and Katie.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't hear what Tom came up with, and hopefully Tom will jump on.
No, I want to. Yeah, I'd like to listen to that. So
I didn't upload it yet. Sorry, guys.
No worries. Just if you can, sounds like we missed some shit.
And you'll see more of this as it progresses. But I'm hoping he jumps on at some point today, because he was showing this to two of his buddies in law enforcement yesterday.
And I
really want to see what the response was.
In the next couple of days.
Oh, was it? I thought it was all yesterday.
No, I think it's the next 2 days, like today and yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to see what the response was, because my response as somebody that worked in law enforcement was, holy shit, you just struck a vein of gold. And this thing's going to outgrow you really quick. And so let's get on it. But
we have to remain the priority. You have to have the priority. You have to be it. You have to be your own priority. And I know a lot of us are taking care of other people, or we're responsible for other people. There is nothing wrong with that. Those are your goals. Those are the people that you are doing this for a lot of times. That doesn't mean you throw yourself under the bus, because you can't help anyone down there underneath the bus. So what you do is sorry. Okay. So don't forget, you do whatever you want. My recommendation is prioritize yourself and this goal that you have, because no one else is going to do it.
Everybody's waiting for it, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever's been cooking inside you, people are waiting to see, hear, feel, touch.
Right.
And this is the year you've been waiting to put it out. So it's time.
Right.
There's no more waiting or I'll see what happens, or I don't know if this is it or not. Just start throwing spaghetti.
Yeah.
Start throwing spaghetti. If it's an idea in your mind, it's there for a reason. It needs to get out.
Yes.
So let's get it out, whatever it is, however big, however small it is. Let's get it out there.
Right.
Throw it out in rough form. And then let's see how people take to it. When people take to it, then you go build it and you perfect it. Don't perfect it before you put it out.
Right. And we've been taught to perfect it before we build it out by a lot of companies that are selling us the equipment to do that. And so that's why they were saying that message. And it's okay. You know, we're all learning. But the thing is, launch at a 7 out of 10. But launch. Take action.
I'll launch at a 5 out of 10 if you're...
Well, your reputation's attached to it. You don't want to put shit out there.
Not shit, but sometimes you just got to see if the idea is worthy. If people are going to grasp the idea at all. So get the idea out there in some sort of format. MVP it. You can MVP something here in a week.
Yes. And if you need help, we're happy to do it. We're happy to do it. We put timelines on ourselves and we're like, okay, this has to be done by this time. And now we're not experts by any means.
No, hell no. But we struggled last night on calculators.
Big time. Yeah. But we're also, just like y'all, we're mentored by people who are out there, who have done it. And it's every time you take action, you get closer to that goal, and you're getting closer and closer and closer. And before you know it, you have raised your frequency of that person you were becoming, and all of a sudden you're there. You're that person. And I think we feel that in this room. There's this ethereal energy that we feel, and that you wouldn't even feel that if it didn't exist if it didn't exist somewhere on the timeline. And we don't, and I'm not talking about a timeline that's horizontal. I'm talking one that's like vertical, where everything happens at the same time. And that's kind of like a bizarre way to think of it. It may be a little woo-woo for some people, but if there's a lot of spiritual inspired words that tell us that everything is happening all at the same time. So if it is that version of you that has done all these amazing things that I know you see in your head, I can't get in your heads, but I know y'all feel it. There may be a day where you're having a great time and you're outside, and all of a sudden you have this moment that anything is achievable, anything is possible, and you really believe it in every in every cell at that minute. That's you remembering your future self who's already got it. You just raised your frequency and you're like matching it, and that's why you felt it. And so we want to help, and I'll be quiet in just a second. We want to help in any way we can with the tools. That it's not an accident we have them. It's not an accident we have these tools. So let's use these tools and run and take some, even if it's a little bit of action, you guys, you don't have to make these big, huge leaps. Just a little tiny step each day, just a little tiny step.
But if the idea is there's no reason not to have a version of that out there. Something out there from that idea that's feasible, that's in your hands, that you can see, you can touch, you can feel. It's too easy to do in the software. There's no reason not to have a logo, a layout, an app, a bot, one of those things built in.
And those are fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun, y'all.
We're
not talking automation. We're not talking go connect your APIs. This is like, hey, go build an image that people are going to see of you that you've always wanted to do. We call that a logo. Like, here you go. It's like, go have fun with it. And
what I want to reiterate, though, before we get too woo-woo, is looking where to find these ideas, because Tom and I both had to look in our history to find these, okay, in our past, in the things that we didn't necessarily, they weren't our passion moving forward, right? But that's where we found a place to fix a problem. We found a problem in our past that we dealt with. We know exists because we dealt with it for many, many years.
Yep.
And both of us, a long time ago, thought, man, it'd really be great if somebody would fix this or do something different about it.
Right.
Neither one of us knew that we would be the ones doing something about it down the road. Mm-hmm. But it's not always about your dream up front. Sometimes it's about your experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to look back at the things you've done.
Right.
Look back at the problems you've solved or lived with, and see if there's a way that what we have available to us now, because you didn't have this when that problem existed before.
Right.
What we have available to us now can help fix one of those problems for people that are going through it now. Because that's where you get big connected audience that you can put out to. That's where you get tens of thousands of dollars a month worth of products out there, because
people trust you.
You've already got a network. You've already you know people in that industry. You might not be in contact with them. You may not have been in touch with them for a long time, but you know people in that industry. You know the problems they're dealing with on a daily basis.
You speak the speak.
And you can connect with them on that problem.
Yeah.
There's a pain point. You can say, man, I remember when I used to do that, and I'd have to call my dad and ask him, or I'd call my buddy Junior or Alan or whatever, and I'd sit there and be pulling my hair out on a job for hours at a time that should have taken me 15 minutes, but something didn't quite work, and I couldn't find it. I was so frustrated, and the more frustrated you get, the harder it is to fix that problem.
Right.
And the more pissed off you are, and the later it gets, and the more your profit just falls out of whatever that job is. And I'm thinking, holy shit.
Yeah.
I just found a way to possibly fix that problem for a lot of people.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of people.
And you were so authentic in that moment because you've actually people know they can trust you because you've already come through it. You don't realize it, but you have transformed through it. And that's what people want. They're paying for your transformation. Take me on this journey and transform me. And they will trust you because you've already done it. You've already done it. Like, you're here. You've already been there. You've already done it. There's nothing you have to pretend or you have to learn. You don't have to learn anything else. You've already got it. And so and people will feel that from you. And they're like, that's the guy, that's the gal that's going to get me there.
And you don't have to have been an expert on it.
You don't.
I was not the greatest HVAC troubleshooter there was. That's why I had to call a lot of people. But I know a lot of people that call me for the same reason.
A lot of people call him too.
Because I've been through a lot of those things. I've had to figure it out. I've been on those jobs for hours at a time trying to figure it out. I was a great installer. My shit looked perfect, right? But when it came to troubleshooting, I would get frustrated real easy, and I would, I'd end up having to call people. Troubleshooting is not easy. It's a hard thing to do, right? You've got to go through the system. You got to see it all in your head. You got to go step by step. And sometimes you just need somebody to guide you through that process. What I have built will guide you through that process and keep you from missing things and keep you from skipping over things that is probably where the problem's been the whole time anyway. So you all have something.
Yeah.
All have something that you got enough experience on that you've seen a problem in that you can help fix or find.
It's already in your garden. It's already grown. It's not a seed that has to be watered and gee, I hope it pops up. It's sitting in your garden as a tree right now. It's like that lemon tree that's sitting there and it's already producing.
It's time to go.
And it's time to go pick it. Yeah. And so yes, we keep watering the seeds, but that's going to happen naturally. And I love everything that y'all are putting in the chats. This is really great. Faith of not missing out rather than fear of missing out. Yeah, yeah. Randy, do you want to explain what you put in there? That looks nice.
I was just putting numbers to that. Sometimes you got to break it down and make it bite size and make it obtainable. Make it look like, okay, I can do this. It's in the perception and what we're talking about is going faster and compressing the time frame of it and making that really happen. So
yes.
So I want you to continue with the numbers thing, but I want you to do some more for me. Will you do this? Will you walk through it with me?
Yep.
Okay. $49 minus $9 is $40.
Yep.
Times 250. What is that?
10 grand.
That's in 30 days. If you have 250 customers of whatever it is, and your average price is $49, whether it's just selling the software.
Or some prices are lower and some are higher, and it averages out to 49.
That could be as simple as white labeling and selling. That could be as simple as just doing an affiliate for a deal.ai. You don't have to white label.
You don't even have to white label. Yeah.
You can affiliate for $49 and still make that kind of money.
Yeah.
250 of them, you're making 10 grand a month.
Yeah. And you're helping people. And you're having fun.
10 grand a month's 120 grand a year.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good kickback for not having to do much.
Yep.
All you're doing is saying, holy crap, I found some really cool stuff. Check it out. Let me show you how I can do this part.
Right.
And get on a call with somebody or sit there in front of them and say, check this out, and show them how you put yourself on a yacht with a helicopter with a perfect body
Yeah.
on the beach and say, this is the future me.
Yeah.
And show them how you can put yourself on a Harley in the middle of South Dakota and say, this is me.
Or you can be Batgirl, or you can be Wonder Woman, or you can be.
Show them how you can make a logo like that. Show them how you can build a funnel for an existing business, or an AI video for an existing business just by putting their website in.
Yeah.
Just show off some of this stuff to people. Be like, man, check this out. This is really cool. Holy crap. Yeah, I know. It's only $49 a month too. That's the crazy part.
Right.
This would cost me $300 a month if I bought it anywhere else or anything close to it.
That's right.
And really, there's nothing close to it.
We were paying $300 a month.
And it wasn't close to this at all. It could not do near the amount of stuff that this can do.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, go share the software you have a hold of with people that are in any type of business or even considered ever being in any type of business. Mm-hmm. Because all it takes is 250 and you're set. Most of us could live off 10 grand a month. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do anything else. Mm-hmm. You even if you got to pull your budget down, you can pull your budget down. If you're living a little too high on the hog, you can pull your budget down and live pretty comfortably on 10 grand a month anywhere in the world.
Move to Thailand.
And you can, you move to Thailand, you can live like a king on 10 grand a month. And you can make that 10 grand a month from Thailand because, guys, you can jump on a Zoom call and show this to somebody.
Right.
You can, there's too many possibilities in our hands right now for us not to take advantage of them and not to make this the best year ever.
And I assure you, we're talking to ourselves here. There's nothing, we're not saying anything.
That's our goal with software. 250 software before we go to Trainable, before we go to the Single Moms Toolkit, before we do anything else. That's our goal just for the Alchemy AI software.
Oh, I thought
this
that was
year.
Including all of it.
No, that's just for the software.
Okay.
So get after it.
All right.
We got to get it. But it's not that far.
No.
It's not that far away. If you add what would 250 divided by 12 be? It's like 13 a month. 20 a month. 20 customers a month all year, you got 250 customers. Mm-hmm. Okay? 20 customers a month, that's 5 a week basically.
And I just want to share something just real quick, and also sometimes you may think like you don't have a good idea or your idea isn't like, how do you make it work or whatever. All these tools will help you do that too. And what I want to share real quick is yesterday we found out just a little bit of a hack. There's a website where everything is transcribed from people like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. And now it's a paid site, but it's very affordable. It's called Scribed, I'll put it in the chat.
Yes.
Scribed. And you may have it already, but I think it's like $9 a month or $19 a month. I can't remember. But you can download all of those people into your knowledge bases, and you can have a coach on there that's like, if I could be coached by Tony Robbins, you're not marketing Tony Robbins. You're just saying like, hey,
you're just pulling their knowledge into
Here's the success coach of Tony Robbins, or here's the style of, kind of like I did with Albert Einstein. But
you don't even got to do that. You could take the credit for it all because it's knowledge.
This is your success coach. And then you download all the knowledge base from those people. And the person who's interacting with that app, you're giving them tons of value. You have created the recipe and you honed it in, you put it in one spot for them. How to be an amazing fill in the blank. And go out there and find those transcriptions and just download them into a knowledge base. Now you've got that as a coach. It's truly limitless what you can do. And
you've got personalities, you've got apps you can do. Like one he was building yesterday was a goal maker and using Jim Rohn's stuff.
Yeah.
How to build your goal list for using Jim Rohn's teachings.
And I think we're going to build that in here. I just want to organize it a little bit better so I'm not doing a bunch of ums and ahs.
I think we're going to put it
in while we're filming.
Your idea to income.
Yeah. And I wish Sully was still on here because I was going to talk about that Harvest Your History. I think his internet connection's messed up. Oh. So this, we want the momentum to continue. And I don't know if y'all were on calls yesterday with people, or maybe even just hanging out with people yesterday. I don't know if you felt an energy, but every call I have been on, like, has been just, there's this high momentum rolling, and it's not just us. It's like there's something going on, and and all you gotta do is just tap your frequency right into it, because it is endless abundance. There is enough for everyone. Everyone on this call could be building the exact same app together, which we're gonna do a couple of times if y'all want. We're gonna build them live on here, and you can be doing it on your screen at the exact same time, and we're all gonna have a different outcome. And it's all, even though we're sharing the same idea, and we're not going to reach the same people in the same way. There is enough out there for all of us, and we can share also. So it's this beauty. I mean, look at Elon Musk. When he gets an idea, he open sources it and puts it out there. Hey, this is how I built this. This is how I did this, because he wants to raise the frequency of everybody. And God bless this new generation, but they're just not getting trained. Really, when they're coming out, they need these tools to get them up to speed, or they're going to be the generation that's like, cognitive load is going to scare them. And we don't want that. We want them to have these tools so that they can be even more badass than we are. And that's what we all want. We want to launch that next generation. So there's kind of a micro goal that you have of you, because you have to be the priority first. You have to be. And then you make that macro goal of, we're going to raise the frequency of everybody around us, because that was the agreement my soul made whenever it came here. If you believe in that stuff.
So we talked to Teddy yesterday, and Teddy's going to do something similar to that. He's going to help educate, blue collar guys and young kids towards the things that we didn't get taught. He's got all the resources for it. Education is a huge deal, guys. If you can find a way to educate people about a certain subject or many subjects, and you got a way to get it out to them, people need education right now. This upcoming generation, unless they're homeschooled, are not very smart. You see some of these videos where they'll ask people basic questions out in the streets. They can't tell you who the first president was, who fought in the Civil War, when World War II was. They can't tell you anything about the history of this country. And it's even worse when it comes to life skills. Life skills aren't being taught.
Or science.
They're teaching you how to be a freaking social justice warrior. That's all they teach in schools anymore.
There's so much information out there. People are kind of getting a little bit of an overload on information. But if you can hone it in a fun, easy, simple way, you're creating the recipe, and that's the value of the software too. Everybody's like, oh, well, it's just another software. No, it's not. You're collating the information so that they don't have to go on 50 million YouTubes and down rabbit holes that aren't even legit information. Pull it in. I mean, even like the stuff that you were talking about, Paul, you can have you can make it fun, and this is just me having fun with this. You can have the conspiracy theorist down at the, as one of your apps, and his specialty is politics or a particular thing that happened, or John F. Kennedy, ask John F. Kennedy, and there's a little bit of conspiracy in there. Like, some people think it's this, some people think it's this. What do you think? I mean, there's so much fun you can have with this, really. And not that I'm associating you with conspiracy, Paul. I just, it's good to think outside the box. And
obviously, you don't know me that well yet.
I think what we're going to find is those aren't conspiracies. That's what I think we're finding out. So it's like, that's actually, So, so don't discount your history. Don't discount, me building this single mom thing. I'm like, oh, single mom, no one gives a crap about that. It's boring. It's not glamorous. Everyone looked down on me like I did something wrong, that I didn't have a relationship, and that, I was a single mom. I was like one of the only single moms I knew. And it was, people acted like I had a plague or a scarlet letter on me. And so all of a sudden, but then I did the interview with AI, and AI will never judge you. It's not going to judge you. It doesn't know how to judge you that way. It will be way more forgiving to you than you will ever be. And so I sat there by myself, and I did the interview with AI 3 times, and it kept coming back with the same messages right back at me, because it was me talking to me without judgment. It was filtering out all the programming Suzanne had. It can see beyond that, or see beyond that. And it'll do the same for you. You may have discounted something. Oh, nobody cares about this, or that was in my past. Well, you know what? Someone does care about it, and someone needs you right now. More than ever, someone needs you right now, waiting for your message, begging for your message. And they're a stranger. Right now, they're a stranger. And so it's not going to come from the people that we know. It's never going to come from the people we know. We'll always support each other in here, but it's going to be strangers that are your community.
Oh, I'm going to send you something real quick.
We've been ranting and raving here for a minute. What would y'all like to say? Thank y'all for participating.
You guys did a great job. Very motivational.
Yesterday was even better. We were on
Was it?
Yesterday, yeah. We were like, Tuesday, let's go.
Paul, I just sent you a messenger, a TV show a first episode TV show. I never got past the intro to the second episode, but this was a TV show that I wrote first episode for quite a few years ago.
Wait, you wrote the script?
Well, it's just the storyline.
He's a writer. He's a good writer. Yeah, he's got good ideas. And
this is even before Chat GPT.
Yes.
Oh yeah, way before.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right. I know. Can you believe it?
Yes.
That's why I never went past the intro to the second episode.
Stuff, baby. I like your stuff. He's good stuff.
But it's about it's called The Skeptic. It's about a guy that's very skeptical, and his best friend is a conspiracy theorist, and he gets involved in some stuff. And if you look for the little clues in it, there are a lot of Easter eggs in just the first episode that I plan on expanding on throughout the other, like the name of the company that he ends up working for, and they're just little clues. Like the girl that works at the coffee shop that he ends up dating later on ends up being a plant, and yeah, it's just I thought about submitting it a few times. I've shown it to a few people that were in show business that said they liked it, but they wanted like 5 episodes written, and then they wanted it scripted out and all that stuff. And it's got to be exactly 48 minutes, I think, once it's scripted. So you gotta work inside that timeline. So
you can do anything now.
Yeah.
Now you can do anything with it.
Could you send this to me like in like a Word document or anything? Or I mean,
I just got it in my
PDF.
notebook. I literally wrote
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think you got my email, because then, I'll take that and go into my Adobe Reader, and then I can turn on audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That is.
I mean, just being upfront with you.
Yeah. No, these are awesome tools.
I kind of like to hear it that way. That's
yeah.
Yeah, because then it's kind of like it's